Welcome to Knowledge Hub, where curiosity meets discovery. Dive into a world of fascinating facts, mind-blowing science, and the secrets behind everyday wonders. Get ready to expand your mind and explore topics that spark your imagination. Let's unlock the knowledge together.
It was 1953, a summer filled with laughter and innocence, or so we thought. A group of us kids gathered in the woods, drawn together by the thrill of a game we'd heard whispered about in hushed tones. We lit our candles, the flickering flames casting shadows that danced like spirits around us. But that night, we stumbled into something far darker than we could have imagined. As the game progressed, the atmosphere shifted. The air grew heavy, and the shadows seemed to stretch and twist. When our candle finally flickered out, panic set in. One of us, in a shaky voice, declared the game over. But then a voice, deep and chilling, echoed through the trees, warning us that it wasn't over. That's when the real terror began. I remember the screams, the chaos. One by one, we were consumed by fear, but it was her, Maggie, who didn't make it out. I can still hear her cries, the way they faded into silence. I was left alone, the sole survivor of a game that turned deadly. The weight of that night has haunted me ever since. Fast forward to today. I live a quiet life with my grandchild, Alex. But the past has a way of creeping back in. Strange noises echo through the house, and I can see the curiosity in Alex's eyes. One evening, she came to check on me, and I felt a chill run down my spine. I asked her to fetch a mirror from the attic, a simple request that felt loaded with unspoken dread. As Alex and her friend Miles rummaged through the attic, they stumbled upon a box filled with eerie items. I could sense something was wrong when they found that list of names stained with blood. My heart raced when I saw my name among them. Panic surged through me, and I couldn't control my reaction. I lashed out, desperate to keep the past buried. The doctor's visit that followed was a blur. I tried to explain, but how do you articulate the terror of a childhood game gone wrong? The memories are like a fog swirling around me, threatening to pull me back into that darkness. I thought I had escaped, but the truth is, the past never really leaves you. It waits, lurking in the shadows, ready to remind you of the horrors you thought you had forgotten. Now, I can only hope that Alex doesn't have to face the same fate, that she can break free from the chains of that night. But as I look in her eyes, I wonder, can anyone truly escape the grip of a demon?
I can still hear the doctor's voice echoing in my mind, warning us about Anna's past trauma. He said it like it was a simple fact, but we all knew it was more than that. It was a shadow that loomed over her, a weight that pressed down on us all. She needs rest, he insisted, but how could we rest when the air was thick with tension and unspoken fears? Then Alex and Miles stumbled upon that instruction page. I remember the moment vividly, the way their eyes widened as they read the words aloud. A ritual involving our names and blood? It sounded absurd, like something out of a horror movie. But desperation has a way of clouding judgment. We were drawn in, the thrill of the unknown pulling us closer. The instructions were clear. We had to knock on our door 22 times at midnight. It felt like a game at first, a twisted game that promised answers, or maybe just chaos. But we were too far gone to turn back. The clock ticked down, each second stretching into eternity, and as midnight approached, a chill settled in the room. When we finally gathered our courage and knocked, the air shifted. The Midnight Man entered, and everything changed. It was like stepping into a nightmare. I can't explain it, but the atmosphere thickened, and a sense of dread washed over us. I could feel my heart pounding in my chest, each beat a reminder of the danger we had invited in. Then it happened. Alex's candle flickered and went out. In that instant, panic surged through me. We had read the warnings. If your candle goes out, you're in trouble. But we thought we were prepared. We thought we could handle it. Chaos erupted. Shadows danced around us, and the Midnight Man seemed to feed off our fear. I could hear Alex's frantic breathing, Miles shouting for us to stick together. But how could we? The darkness was alive, swirling and consuming everything in its path. I felt a cold grip on my arm, pulling me into the void. I screamed, but the sound was swallowed by the chaos. I could see Alex and Miles, their faces twisted in terror, but I couldn't reach them. The Midnight Man was relentless, and I realized too late that we had underestimated the power of our actions. In that moment, I understood the weight of Anna's trauma. It wasn't just her past, it was a part of us now, woven into the very fabric of our reality. We had awakened something that should have remained buried, and now we were paying the price. As the darkness closed in, I knew we had crossed a line we could never uncross. The ritual had bound us in ways we couldn't comprehend, and the Midnight Man was just the beginning. The consequences of our curiosity were unfolding, and there was no escape from the chaos we had unleashed.
I can't believe what just happened. One moment, I was lost in this terrifying illusion, and the next, Miles is right there, holding my face, grounding me. "Alex, everything is fine here," he says, his voice steady and reassuring. It's like he's pulling me back from the edge of a nightmare. What you were seeing was just your illusion, which was showing you that Midnight Man. There is nothing like that here. His words start to break through the fog in my mind. I blink and suddenly, I'm back in reality. I can feel the weight of fear lifting, but I know I can't let my guard down. I quickly grab the salt and begin to make a circle around myself. It's a simple act, but it feels like I'm building a fortress against whatever darkness lurks outside. Then I light my candle, the flame flickering to life, casting a warm glow in the dimness. Miles reminds me of the instructions we found. "We can't sit still," he says. "We have to keep moving forward and not let the candle go out. It's a race against time, and every second counts." I glance at the candle, its flame dancing, and I feel a rush of adrenaline. The moment that flame goes out, we're vulnerable. We have to return to this circle of salt, our only protection. It's a strange comfort, knowing that this simple barrier can keep us safe, but it also adds to the urgency. "Let's go," I say, my voice steady now. We can't let fear dictate our actions. We have to stay focused, keep moving, and trust in the light of the candle. Each step feels like a challenge, but I can't let the darkness win. As we move, I can feel the tension in the air, the weight of the unknown pressing down on us. But I also feel a spark of determination. We're not just running from something, we're fighting for our safety, for our sanity. Every flicker of the candle reminds me of what's at stake. I can hear the whispers of the illusion trying to creep back in, but I push them away. Miles is right here with me, and together, we can face whatever comes next. The salt circle is our anchor, and as long as we keep moving, we have a chance. With each step, I remind myself, stay focused, keep the candle lit, and never look back. The Midnight Man may be out there, but we're not going to let him take us down. We're stronger than our fears, and we're going to make it through this.
I stand at the edge of darkness, heart racing, knowing that the Midnight Man is out there, lurking, waiting for me to show fear. It's a twisted game, one that thrives on terror, but I've made a choice. I refuse to let him win. The legend says that if you confront him without fear, he loses his power. So here I am, ready to face whatever nightmare he throws my way. The only way to summon him is to extinguish my candle. I take a deep breath and snuff it out, plunging myself into darkness. 10 seconds pass, and I feel the weight of silence around me. Nothing happens. I start to think maybe I've outsmarted him. But then, just as doubt creeps in, I feel a cold grip on my shoulder. He's here. The Midnight Man's presence is suffocating. I can't see him, but I can feel him, a dark shadow looming behind me. Suddenly, he grabs me, his hand clamping over my mouth, pulling me into a world of pain. It's excruciating, and I can hear his voice, low and mocking. "I know you are afraid of pain. That's why I am giving you pain." Every instinct screams at me to fight back, to scream, to show my fear. But I remember my resolve. I won't let him see me break. I focus on the pain, channeling it, transforming it into strength. I refuse to give him the satisfaction of my terror. And just like that, he vanishes, leaving me gasping in the dark. "Someone else is calling me," he whispers, his voice fading. "Someone else is playing this game." I'm left alone, heart pounding, But I know I've won this round. The Midnight Man feeds on fear, and I've taken a stand. I realize now that this isn't just a game. It's a battle of wills. I've faced the darkness, and though it hurt, I've emerged stronger. But I can't let my guard down. There are others out there, drawn to this twisted game, and I can't shake the feeling that the Midnight Man will return. I need to prepare, to learn more about him, to understand how to keep my fear at bay. This isn't over. It's just the beginning. I'll be ready for him next time, and when he comes, I'll stand firm, unyielding. The Midnight Man may think he can break me, but he's mistaken. I've faced the darkness, and I'm still standing. After he left, a strange calm settled over us. It was just Anna and me, sharing stories and laughter, when we suddenly realized the door was locked. That's when we heard a knock. It was Kylie, the friend we'd called for a night out. But instead of the usual excitement, we were both on edge, and she could see it. "Why do you look so worried?" she asked, her brow furrowing in concern. We exchanged glances, and I knew we had to tell her. So we laid it all out, the game, the rules, the risks. It felt surreal, sharing our fears about something that seemed so ridiculous yet terrifying at the same time. Kylie listened intently, her eyes lighting up with intrigue. "This sounds amazing. I want in," she declared, her enthusiasm infectious. Anna and I exchanged worried looks. "No, Kylie, you don't understand. It's not just a game. People get hurt. It's dangerous." But she was relentless. Before we knew it, she had grabbed a pen and scrawled her name on the paper hanging from the gate. Then, with a swift motion, she pricked her finger and let a drop of blood fall onto the paper. Just like that, she was part of it. I felt a chill run down my spine. With our candles flickering in the dark, we started walking, the shadows dancing around us. It was eerie, and I could feel the weight of the night pressing down. That's when I decided to share my story, something I had kept buried for too long. Years ago, I witnessed something I can never forget. I began, my voice barely above a whisper. My mom, she was everything to me. But one night, everything changed. She had been acting strange, obsessed with this mirror she found. I didn't think much of it at first. But then, I saw her in front of me, her eyes glazed over, like she wasn't really there. I called out to her, but it was too late. She turned that mirror towards me, and in a moment I'll never forget, she took her own life right in front of me. I paused, letting the weight of my words sink in. Before she did that, Anna had asked her about the mirror. It was clear to me then my mom had played the game too. She was drawn in just like we are now. I can't shake the feeling that this game is a cycle, a trap that pulls people in one after another. Kylie looked at me, her excitement fading into concern. "What if we're making a mistake?" she asked, her voice trembling. But Anna, ever the brave one, squeezed her hand. "We can't turn back now. We're in this together." And just like that, we continued walking, the darkness closing in around us. Each step felt heavier, the air thick with tension. I couldn't help but wonder, what would happen next? Would we become part of the story? Or would we find a way to break the cycle? Only time would tell. If you enjoy what you see, hit that subscribe button and join our community. Don't forget to press the bell icon so you never miss an update. Your support means the world and helps us create even more amazing content for you.